Okay, this is an example of the smart golf trolley. I have a Raspberry Pi camera module and Raspberry Pi computer. I have two H bridges and voltage regulators to supply the DSPIC microcontroller. You can see in the image here that's the Raspberry Pi camera, and the red thing underneath is the actual Raspberry Pi. Over here I'm just using a voltage regulator off that PCB to supply the DSPIC. DSPIC is on the breadboard here. I have down here H bridge 1, H bridge 2, and then I have two large capacitors there for voltage spike protection. And then this large green battery here at the back is 12-volt battery that is basically supplying the whole lot. You can see there's a wheel here and a wheel here. They both have independent motors. I'll show you now. This is the modifications. That's motor 1, motor 2. The system came with one motor, but then down here you can see on the axle was cut in half. So I had two independent motors. That was the idea. There's a Raspberry Pi camera. That's just a breakout there for the GPIO ports from the Raspberry Pi. My DSPIC microcontroller. There is a second one here. It's not actually in use. I'm literally only using that LM7805 voltage regulator on that circuit at the minute. Down here we can see that's one of the H bridges and that's the other one. Two large capacitors there for protection. And then I have the wheels actually mounted off the ground just for demonstration purposes. So the way the system's set up is it tracks a green color, such as that high-vis jacket there will be the final product. But for this example, I have a green stapler that is pretty much the same color or thereabouts. So I'm going to be using that just to show you an example. You can also see here on my screen, that's what the camera, it's been thresholded. So the camera only sees black there at the minute, but when the green color enters the screen, it'll show up there as white, which I'll show you now in a minute. But to get started anyway, here we go. This is the green stapler coming into shop. So now it sees it, and the wheels are moving. We see on the camera there, you can see that white dot there, that is the stapler moving around. So it's basically seeing it at a far distance there. So the system works when it's far away, the motors go quickly. The closer you get, the slower they get, and then eventually come to a stop, which I'll show you now. So I'm getting closer. You hear they slow down and then come to a stop. As I move away, they'll slowly pick up the speed and then get quicker the further I get away. I'll show you now just on the screen. You can see there the stapler is far away, so the motors are moving quickly. As I get closer, the green gets bigger and bigger, and then eventually that's my set point there. It'll actually stop the motors. As I move away, you can probably hear them picking up the speed and get quicker and quicker and quicker. If I go to the left of the screen, that means I want to turn in the right direction, so my right wheel goes at 75% of my left wheel. Same is true over the other side. If I go that side, I'm in the left of the screen, so I want to go off to the left, so my right wheel, or my left wheel, sorry, will go at 75% of my right wheel. So there you have it. Might be a bit better here the closer I get. You see the wheels getting slower and slower and slower, and eventually stops. As I move away, slowly kick up the speed. And that's it. So if I bring this right in, they'll come to a stop. It's now in idle mode where nothing happens. The pulse width is at 0 and the motors are basically switched off. That's it. Thanks.